Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. And today is an interesting title. Some may see it as potentially like a depressing title, but I see it as something good, and it's good that it's still happening to me. This is a game I actually really enjoyed playing. You know, there's recently myself, honestly, I haven't been getting huge sort of satisfaction and happiness playing this game for whatever reason. I don't know whether it's the recent strats, the meta, or me just myself. You know, I've been playing this game pretty much solidly now since it actually came out. I've been doing non-stop content for it through YouTube, through Twitch, and I don't know, sometimes you just get in this kind of slump a little bit, and sometimes I just didn't really find the majority of games that enjoyable. But this one really brought me back into the game, and it is me playing as China in the bottom right here, the map, against my opponent, Ottoman opponent here on the top left part, called we're gonna say Law, just Law. It's a strange name there, like Law. I think it's Law, playing as the Ottomans here. So yeah, I just really had fun with this game. Really enjoyed it. I was really playing well. I'm sure you guys have it as well when you're having a good day. You're having a good day on the game, and I was exactly this. I was just all over it, and just really enjoying it. And it is jam-packed with all sorts of stuff going on. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So I'm going to be opening up with a village and a TP here. And I am going to be doing a later video on a new sort of thing that's been happening with China players, where they've been changing the fundamentals of the opening of the Civ. And I'm just going to leave it there. It's nothing too like wild or anything like that, but I am going to do a separate video on that, because I think it could be a potential game changer for how you want to open up and play with the Chinese. But in this matchup, I do the standard, sort of going for the Northern Refugees, got the village, got the TP, and my second card is going to be the T export card. So we do have our opponent here, Law, and he's got the beginner D deck here. And interestingly, which was really strange, he went for an ATP card, which is unusual because this map isn't the best for TP line. You only really have two to yourself, and you have to upgrade both lines if you want to actually go for the full four, and it can be quite difficult. So an interesting deck choice there, but you can see in transition he's going to be chopping. He's going for the quartermaster, and we're going to be seeing some serious pressure coming from Law here in this game, and I'm going to be under some serious amount of pressure, and I've got to see how I'm going to react to this. And I've been getting better and better at defending sort of all-ins or early rushes and early pressure. Been getting a little bit better at that, trying to keep my cool and not stressing out about it too much. And I hope you guys have been getting better with that as well, because I did a recent video on that around sort of defending like an all-in rush and stuff like that. So if you haven't checked that video out, please feel free to go and check it out. But you can see here pretty much getting ready to age up here, and going to be getting my second card here, which is going to be the T export card. So this is my standard China deck, and it's quite heavily loaded in Age 2. Some people like to put more into Age 4, depending on what you want to do. I like this because it's very standard. You can kind of do anything with this deck. You can stay in Age 2. You've got a variety of cards and resources and unit cards. You've got the standard army hit point card. And then, of course, you've got pretty much fully decked in Age 3, which is an ideal thing to go for. So we can see here, Law is actually got a wandering villager here. Let's have a look at Law's vision. He's going to be dropping down an artillery foundry. He's already aged. He's got a card available, and the first one he's going to be going for in Age 2 is 3 Delhis. Now, the Delhi is the new Hussar for the Ottomans, and they have a higher attack rate, and they're slightly faster, I believe. Slightly lower HP and damage. Can't confirm or deny that, but I'm pretty sure it's something around that kind of ballpark. And you can see here that I'm going to be trying to whack away his explorer, but I'm going to be coming under some pressure. And I think I've played this guy before, or I've definitely played an Ottoman opponent that does a very similar thing to this, and it can be pretty darn devastating. So let me know down in the comments below if you have been against this, or maybe you do this kind of strategy. Let me know down in the comments below. I love you guys just keeping the engagement in comments, and of course, if you do find this, you know, useful, entertaining, enjoyable, all that good stuff, please feel free to drop a like. Okay, all right, so you can see I'm getting into Age 2, just about to click in now. Summer Palace is now up. I have a card available And what am I going to be going for? Have I spotted? I have not. Look, I have not scouted the forward base. My scouting's been pretty poor. Haven't really done much on the map here, but I'm going to be opening up with 7 step riders, so that's not too bad. Going in with... oh, and look, what do we have here? We have some Humberachis, I believe. And they are essentially your grenadier unit. And this is kind of a crazy timing or early push. And basically, Law has trained some of these Humberachis here, or Humberachis. And he's got 5 Jans on the way now, as well as his 3 delis that he's got at the front. And I'm going to be in a sticky situation because, ladies and gents, I only have my 7 step riders. I'm nowhere near ready yet. I'm just getting my blockhouse down. And I'm a little bit late with that as well. So I am not looking the best right now. And I'm actually just going to be getting some architects. Why not? Let's spend some resources. And immediately I'm going to be putting in queue some standard army units. And wow, that was very loud, wasn't it? That animation is always so loud. That sieging animation for like grenadiers and stuff. So here, what we're doing is we're just trying to zone around, have a little look, get a scout of the actual army that I've got to try and deal with here. And it can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to try and see what I can do. I kind of want to just really... I kind of want to get back here, but I'm very... I don't think I actually saw the 5 Jans amongst these step riders, and I do a pretty darn poor job here of micro. I have the step riders, a lot of them still on the delis, and overall, really not a good engagement by me. The score difference is looking pretty dire. I do have another unit shipment coming in. 8 Chu canoes are going to be on the way, but yeah, looking pretty dodgy. Macros a little bit up in the air at the moment, mining a little bit too much than I need to be. And once again, the Humberachis are going to be just raining down upon my blockhouse. Look at that siege. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And there goes the blockhouse as well. So we are losing some serious stuff right now. And these 2 canoes are going to be very useful. But how am I going to react? I'm just going to rebuild. I'm going to get a war academy back. I really need a barracks. So just... you know, just calm down. You are saving yourself some time. He's bothering to deal with the consulate, which is not the end of the world for us. And I'm just going to use Chu canoes just to poke a little bit. Chu canoes have slightly more range. They've got an extra 2 range than the Humberachis. So if you can use them properly, you should be okay. And you can see here I popped Minutemen. Both Minutemen have been popped now. And this is the time for me to shine, to try and see what I can do here. I have bunched my units up a little too much. The Humberachis, they're going to have AOE splash damage, so you kind of don't want them too bunched up, but I'm going to try and see how much damage I can do here. It's kind of like a last defense for me at the moment. If this doesn't work out, then I'm kind of screwed. You can see that I've got another standard army on the way, so always remember to keep producing units if you've got the resources. I know you want to focus on the fight, you want to focus on defending just like I do, but always make sure that you've got something queued up so you can just continue with that production. And you can see that he's actually backed off and he's going to bother with the TP. That's great. A great thing your opponent can do is just to start dealing with your TP. It gives you some time to breathe, to just adjust your macro, think about what you need to focus on, what your next card's going to be, all that sort of stuff. So don't worry if they are sieging your TP. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes that's ideal. You know, that wants to be kind of, that needs to be the distraction for you. So don't worry about that. You can see I've got another unit shipment. 9 Kiang pikemen are coming in now. And I'm still maintaining with my market upgrades as I can. And eco isn't too bad. You know, we're at 21 villagers and Law here is at 20 villagers. And his tempo is going to run out soon, guys. It will run out soon. It's formidable with the Ottomans, but it will slow down a little bit. And when it does, we'll have the better eco, we'll be in a better position, and hopefully we'll be able to turn the tides of battle. So you can see here, he's taking his TP down. And if I just put my vision on here, I'm going to have a little scope around, see what I can find. And I can see that, yep, the Humberachis. I'm just going to use that. Look, beautiful. Just, yes, I lost a Chu canoe or 2 there maybe, but just a little poke to see what I can do. And he's actually going to be quite brazen here. He's going to push in even more, which is kind of ideal for me. It's not the end of the world if he does. And instead, he is just going to back off for now. And we can see that he's actually thinking about aging up now. So I've seen this before where they go in for like a timing push and then they age off the back of it, you know. And it's kind of like a semi-FF, you could call it. And I am actually going to do a counter push here. This is very, very important, guys. When to counter push and when not to. I'm not ready yet to age up. I'm nowhere near that kind of level just yet. So I'm going to be getting another banner army out, and I'm going to be moving forward and seeing what I can do. And I'm just using the Step Riders there just to scout and see what he's got. I'm just going to use the Chew Canoes to pick off some of the Jans as well, because I don't want the Step Riders to get involved in the Jans. Pike are going to be my meat shield in this, basically, guys. I'm just going to use them for that. You can see, using the Chew Canoes to deal with the Jans. And I've got another set of Step Riders coming in. And they're going to start going hand to hand. But look at the hand attack from the Hambarachis. 26. That's kind of insane, don't you think? Unless I'm losing the plot. 26, look at that. And we are actually going to be able to finally clear this up. But we've lost quite a few units. And now I'm going for the 700 coin. So now it's my time to start thinking about Age 3. I'm just going to back off. There's no point in committing any further. And Law here is also thinking about that, and he's actually underway. He's halfway through getting to Age 3, and he's getting the scouts. So it's a tricky one knowing when to continue with Age 2 and when not. If we have a look here, look at this. Look at his desperation here. He's scared. He's actually building these outposts. I don't think he got these outposts. No, he's not in Age 3. There's no shipment. So he actually spent 500 wood, I think, building these outposts because he was scared of me counter-attacking him. And I can see here that he's got these 2 outposts, and it's just not worth my time right now. It's not worth going in there and losing your units. He's just gonna age. He's just gonna get a decent unit shipment, and then you're gonna be stuck. So there's no point in committing. You may as well just get into Age 3 as well, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing right now. And I'm going to be aging up with the Porcelain Tower, which I really recommend. As like the majority of the time, I would really recommend Porcelain Tower. It's just a fantastic economical building, especially when you're behind, like I am here in score a little bit. This is basically a factory, guys. It's an Age 3 factory, and it can help you so much when you're trying to deal with your macro. You're trying to build villages, your pop caps, all this sort of stuff. It can be really useful. And you can see here, I'm just using some of my Step Riders to actually siege his TP. Unfortunately, they are going to get a little bit caught here by the delis, which is unfortunate. And we can see now, Law is actually going for 1,000 coin first. So I'm not going to see much pressure from Law for a while because, yeah, he's thinking about going to Age 4. He's got that food, and he's thinking of immediately... I mean, look at all the cards in Age 4, you know. So he could have stayed in Age 3. He could have gone for like... I was scared of Sparhees, not going to lie. He's got the food. I don't understand why he didn't go Sparhees. That would have been huge. It's very powerful against the Chinese. Any kind of serious cav unit is difficult for the Chinese to deal with. And I was really expecting that. But we are not seeing that. We are seeing a gold shipment and then a wood shipment coming in. And he has the age up available. And he is going to be going into the next age as well with the Tycoon. So here, I've basically just got the Porcelain Tower. We've aged up. We don't have a card available because our TP, unfortunately, got taken out. But always think with the Chinese about village building. So if you're going to go out onto the map, like here, for example, I want to start getting further food. Think about just putting a village, start expanding across the map. As I say, you could put a village over here. Fantastic a fantastic space for a village as well. You can see here, I'm pretty much just going to continue with my macro here. I'm waiting for the next card to come in. And I'm just all about the territorial army. And I'm going for hand mortars. And the reason that I am is because with Ottomans, the Falcons are always a deadly shipment. However, I didn't really have any kind of scouting, so I wasn't too sure what I was going to be expecting. And you can see here that Law he's on 27 vils. I'm on 30, and I've got the Porcelain Tower. So my eco is definitely above his. However, he's going to be getting into Age 4 very shortly. And he's actually gone for the second TP here. I don't know if he's going to go for the Stagecoach. I'm not entirely sure. But here you can see I'm going for 10 Arquebusiers. So I'm still alive. This is the thing. Like at this point in the game, I was very much sort of resigned. I was starting to feel that that resigned feeling, you know, that you sometimes have when you're really on the back foot, when you're not doing well in the game. You found out your opponent's just got to Age 4. He's 4k score ahead of you. You know, you've lost quite a bit early on in the game. You lost your consulate. and everything like that. And you can see here now that I'm getting some unit shipments. I've got my arquebusiers. I'm now going to challenge his artillery foundry at front here. And it was interesting that he just let this just sort of go away. He just resigned this building. He didn't really care about it. He just let me destroy it. And now we can see he's actually going for the... is that mercantilism? I don't even know what this does, guys. So if you let me know... Oh, that gives you the extra cards, doesn't it? That's it. Gives you the extra XP. And he's going for the Great Bombards. Most likely going to be starting to go into factories. So he's really turtling now. So he went for a very sort of strong push in H2. Then he aged off the back of that. And now he's aging off the back of that again by going into H4. So now it's my time to try and put some pressure on because I'm in H3. I need to do something here. Otherwise, I'm just going to let my opponent basically just turtle. And he is just going to throw away those delis, which is fantastic for me. And now I'm going to start to actually pressure his base. There's not really much here that I'm scared of. I was looking around to see if I could try and find some factories or something like that. And I am going to be a nuisance. And I am going to take this house down very quickly. And you can see here that I've left it. I'm just going to quickly siege that down. And that is just going to be a little bit of an annoyance for him. He is now pop capped, you can see. Always do that, guys. Like, if you know your opponent has gone into H4 early, he's going to be wanting to max his military shipments. He's going to be wanting to use population and use a lot of it. So if you can destroy a few houses, you can really set him back and it can really annoy your opponent. And you can see here he's pop capped at 60-50 now. And he has got Sparhees on the way. So scary Sparhees for me and a factory as well. So you can see he's got a decent amount of resources. Macros all over the shop a little bit here for him. But myself, I'm not doing too bad. I've got a card available. My macros, not too bad. I'm using my population. I'm starting to focus a bit more on cav. Because, yeah, I think having cav can be pretty darn good for China. Especially when you mass cav. You know, meteor hammers and flails actually do okay against other cav. They do pretty good against other cav. Like the flail is actually like a lancer unit, and the meteor hammer you can see here is just a base sort of heavy cav unit, like a hussar, you know. So I've got more coming, and I've got my 7 hand mortars. So I didn't actually go for the 7 hand mortars before, but I'm going for them now because what I've spotted is that he's starting to turtle, right? He's starting to put more walls up. So what's my answer? And I've spotted the Great Bombards. So what's my answer? It's going to be hand cannons. And I'm probably going to need more than just the 7. So always think about that. You don't always have to just get the 7 out. You can build a castle and you can start to make more of your hand mortars. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my cav here just to have a little wander around and see what I can find. And the crazy thing is that I didn't really find anything. I'm not going to find much. You know, he's really walled himself in. He's basically just left me this hunt here. He's not going for the hunt at all. And this is a great thing about playing against turtle players is they will run out of resources and they will start to run out of them quickly. And the main one that they'll struggle with are hunts. So if you can just keep an eye on your opponent and where they're hunting, or if they're hunting at all, just start to really take the map control. And that's what I'm doing here. I've got a village here. That's why I'm taking that. And my score is starting to creep up a bit. We're starting to get into the sort of same area as my opponent here, which is nice to see. Always encouraging. And I'm going to think about pushing out very, very shortly. And this is one of the reasons why I enjoyed this game, because it was the comeback. You know, it was me not losing my head, not getting super stressed, and just thinking about what do I need to do next. You know, yes, I'm getting pushed in H2. What do I need to do to survive this? Okay, let's think about H3 because my opponent's probably going to do that. And let's try and just really focus on economy and try and bring myself back into the game. And trust me, there's no better feeling when you start to bring yourself back in the game and you can start to feel it as well. You can feel your sort of, the comeback is on. You get that feeling. It's not 100% confirmed that you're going to win, but the comeback is on. And that's what's great. And that's what I really enjoyed. So you can see here now that I'm going to be pushing out. I've just put my vision on. I've got another card available. And yeah, the economy's going a little bit crazy right now. I've got a lot of export. I didn't realize this. I've got 1,000 export, but I've got no consulate. So I could have got a consulate down. But look at that. Beautiful. I'm going to be using the hand cannons here to really be a nuisance. And this village just going to want to sacrifice herself to me, which is fine. And I'm going to get more meteor hammers because I'm really scared about what's going to be potentially coming. And this is what was weird, right? This is the weirdest thing, was the revolt. When I saw this, all troops are going to be moving back now, because the minute you see a revolt like this, it's going to be a dangerous one. It's going to be a huge push of troops. And I've got to say, I think this is a really interesting thing from lore, and I don't understand the reasoning behind this revolt. Because the way that I see revolts is you tend to do them when you're on the back foot. You tend to do them when you're at a slight disadvantage and you want to push back. But Law was actually doing okay score-wise, and he had a decent amount of artillery, but instead he just revolted. I think you just revolt to the Ottomans, right? Or was this the Turkish revolt? I'm not too sure. You guys will have to let me know. Oh, the Egyptians, sorry. The Egyptians. So this is the Egyptian revolt here. So he basically, his Vils changed to Fusiliers, and now he's going to be training all of that from his TC. He's going to be training tons of Fusiliers. So I immediately get my troops the hell back, because I know that there's something coming, and that's what you guys should definitely do. Whenever there's a revolt, just try and back off. And I kind of want to just make sure my handmortars are in a fine position here. I definitely want to be focusing the bombards, and the bombards go on the cavalry, which is perfect for me. One bombard is already going down. I'm just going to make sure that the meteor hammers are on the bombards, because they've got great sort of multipliers against it. And there's still a few up. There's one more to go, and the arquebusiers are a little bunched up there, and that is not what you want to do. But overall, the arquebusiers are doing a great job, just going to be clearing up the Fusiliers. All the bombards are gone, guys. The hand cannons have done their job, and there is the GG. It's as easy as that, and there's 10 more cavalry units, 8 more cavalry units on the way, and my eco was just doing fantastic there, and I could have put down, there's my other 5 cav here as well, and the tempo of China just gets better and better there as the game goes on. So I just wanted to kind of show you this game, guys, because this is one that I really enjoyed. I don't know about you. I mean, it's quite straightforward. It's not an amazing game, but I just really enjoyed the comeback. I enjoyed the pressure early on, and then just focusing on my eco, focusing on my macro, and ensuring that I take the win. And it happened, and I just really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did. And I just wanted to share that with you, because it's not many times that I really enjoy a game, but this was definitely one of them. So make sure to let me know, guys, down in the comments below, of course, what you think about this game. Also, have you played against Law at all as the Ottoman here? Have you seen the Egyptian revolt a lot with the Ottomans? Make sure to let me know. And of course, I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys.